Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो भारी राय सो भारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complete level, मौज में रहो be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. There are two factors in this world. One is a factor of no change, and second is a factor of constant change. That which is changing, you cannot stop, and that which is changeless, you cannot change. This is the principle. So, with what we identify ourselves, do we identify ourselves with the changes or the changeless? This is all the spiritual practice. Therefore, Bhagwan Ram is telling his understanding about the principle of time or the principle of change. Kachidva vidyate yesham samsare sukha bhavana Ako tantumiva shesham kalatamapi kruntati. What we like this time, next time we may not like. See, this is one of the most important principles. Nothing in this world is giving us always happiness. The heat gives us happiness in the winter. The same heat tortures us in the summer. See? And therefore, Sukha Bhavana, oh, this is a source of happiness, it is only for some time, and Aku Tantumiva Shesham Kalam Kruntati, like the rat cuts the threads in the same manner, the time is constantly changing and we are not ready to adapt ourselves to that. Mahatam apino devaha paripalayati kshanam kalaha kalayita shesha vishwa vishwatmatam gataha. See, nobody can make, even the gods can't make us happy because the reason is the time is swallowing everything. Now here God means our faculties. Like in our childhood or youth, all our faculties are very bright, brilliant. We want to enjoy this, that. But as the age grows, all our faculties start becoming weaker and weaker, and then although we want to indulge, but our abilities are gone down so much that we feel frustrated in our life, and therefore Vruttesmin eva etesham kaladira mahamune samsara namni kaivastha madrushanam bhatviha. Therefore, Bhagwan Ram is asking the teachers there, if this is what the world is, then tell me, what is the hope for a person like me? Everything is constantly changing, and I am also one of them. I will be influenced by the changes, and therefore, tell me, what is this life? I am unable to understand, and digest it in my life. See? So, मनो विमोहयति वान्तः मुदिता दूरतां गतां धीरतां अधीरतां यति ध्रुवो अपि अध्रुव जीवितः. So what is source of happiness today? Tomorrow it becomes a source of misery. The principle we all have to learn. We are miserable on two accounts. Because we don't have or because we have. Now those who don't have children, they feel miserable. And those who have children, they are super miserable. See friends, now what God will do? See? Because our attention is outside. You can never be happy out. You have to be very clear. Happiness is our nature. And for that we have to learn what happiness is. See? You know, we are all struggling by seeking happiness. This is the biggest blunder we do in our life. Never seek happiness. If you remember Bhagavad Gita, this is one of the most favorite verse which I like the most also, like others. We do the things for what? For getting happiness. And we have done so many things. Did we get happiness? And by that what is happening? We are postponing our happiness in the future period of time. Contrary to that, if you take other approach, life is pravritti, nivritti, involvement, withdrawal. So if we get involved or withdraw in life, happily, you have learned all spiritual life. Don't seek happiness through action in time, but express happiness in every action, every time. This is what is the crux of all spiritual life. Therefore, when this is not known, then one becomes miserable. Mano vimohati antah mudita duratam gataha. See? And the mind is so much deluded inside. I wish I get that thing. If I get that thing, I will be happy. If I don't get, I will be miserable. See? There was one boy from a poor family. And he liked a girl from a rich family. And she said, look here, you are a poor boy. You cannot marry me. Okay? Although you may love me, but you can't. My father will not agree. He said, okay, I will see that how it is not possible. And then he decided that I will go to Vaishno Devi, Upasana of the Devi, and barefoot from Bombay to Vaishno Devi, thousands of kilometers. And he started. शादी करा दो जय माता दी, जल्दी करा दो जय माता दी, अभी करा दो जय माता दी. See? If you go to Vaishno Devi, this is how they say. All desire fulfillment is the only thing that we do in our life. And he goes there. Then this girl tells the father, see how much he loves me. He walked barefooted all the way from Bombay to Vaishno Devi. Please allow me to marry him. So the father says, where can you get a stupid fellow better than him? So get married. And after he is married, then he is a third class fellow. So he is a ghar jawai. You know ghar jawai? He is a ghar jawai. Ghar jawai is a jhadu in the house. Then he realized that all the respect, etc., that he should have, nothing is there. On the contrary, he was treated like a third-class peon in the house. Became frustrated. Now, I want to separate. So, no, we will not leave you now. Again, डाइवोर्स करा दो, जय माता दी, जल्दी करा दो, जय माता दी. All our spiritual practice is demanding happiness through action. Correct this. Whatever you have to do it happily. If you don't want to do, don't do it, but happily. No, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Over. See, friends, if this is not done, we are average people, what we do? We will be showing externally, okay, I'll do it. But internally there is a revolt. The best example I can think is the air hostesses. You can see the moment you enter, welcome, oh, but inside they are frustrated. And as a result, they get acidity because life is divided into two. So, mano vimuhyati antaha mudita duratam gata. Therefore, inside one is frustrated, you can never be happy. Dhiratam adhiratam eti. And earlier, whatever patience we have, slowly, the patience also disappears. Even the Dhruva, he is given the position in the Dhruva, yet he will also end one day. Therefore, apara api maryante kai vasta madrushe jane, shaila api vishiryanti kai vasta madrushe jane. See, even the gods are subject to death. See. Therefore, what to talk about a person like me? And even the rocks are reduced to the sand in due time. Therefore, what will be my position in this world? Shushyanti samudrascha shiryante taraka api siddha api vinashanti kai vasa madrushe jane. Shushyanti samudrascha. Even the oceans become dried up, and even the stars in the sky, they fall. All the great Siddha Mahatmas, take any Siddha Mahatma, all of them die. See? This is so important. One day, a person asked me a question. Swamiji, when Bhagwan Krishna was Bhagwan Krishna, how can he die? See? You know the story how Bhagwan Krishna left his body? He was sitting in like a Sai Baba posture, and then one Vyadha, the shooter, he came, and his name was Jara. Jara means old age. And Vyadha means Vyadhi, disease of the body. So the Jara Vyadha came and he took the arrow and shot, and it hit at the heel of Bhagwan Krishna, and there he left the body. So there is nobody who can maintain the body eternally. If this is all the life is, then what is life? I am unable to understand. Therefore, siddhapi vinashanti kai vasta madrushe jale. So all the things are disappearing. What is the life? I am unable to understand. Parameshtapi nishthavan hiryate hari harihi api ajaha bhavo api abhavayati kai vasa madrushe jare. Even Brahmaji also ends. You know, in Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidaji says, Nana Shastra Purananam. There are many cycles of creation. In one creation, the Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnu, Shashivarnam Chaturvajan, there he is putting white clothes. What Vishnu we know? Pitambara, not Shvetambara. Then how it comes? Because it is not only one creation, many creation cycles have happened. There is nothing new that is created in this world. See, friends, this is so important. And therefore, one little bit off the track, but very important for us to understand. What are the topics that are dealt with in our scriptures? First, creation. Second, the birth and death. The third is the karma. Fourth is hell and heaven. Fifth is spiritual life. Now all of them, what do they mean? See, if you study the 15th chapter, there Bhagavan talks about the Urdhva Moola Madashakam Ashratham Prahuravyam. The whole world creation is exhaustively explained in 2 verses. Then in the 3rd verse, that big balloon of the creation is punctured by 1 pin. And when we are told, see, there are 14 words, Bhurbo Swaha Mahajanaha Tapaha Satyam, and the lower words, Tala, Tala, Vitala, Sutala, etc. Bhagavan says, Narupamasseha tathopalabhyate, Nanto nachadir nirasam pradishta. Don't try to see the world, that it has these things, nothing is there. When Narupamasseha tatha upalabhyate, when you start inquiring, you will not see the world anywhere. Then why this topic is brought in the scriptures? Be very attentive. Every topic is meant for bringing us back to our essential nature. Whatever may be the topic. When we are told that why I am suffering, why others are getting everything, why I don't get, then cause and effect, because you started with the why. Why means cause and effect. So answer has to be given. Then what is the cause? In the last life you have done something wrong, therefore in this life you are suffering. Something is told. So the attention is brought to ourselves. And slowly, ultimately Bhagavan says, Iti Guhyatamam Shastram. So there are 3 stages through which every seeker has to go. One is how do we conduct ourselves in this world. Second is how do we evolve through the upasana. And third is how do we discover who we are. And therefore Guhyatama Shastra is Adhyatma Shastra. And then Etad Buddhva Buddhiman Syat. So you have to ultimately know who you are. That is the climax of all the scriptures. And this is how now Bhagwan Ram was focusing his attention on himself. That Bhavaha api abhavayati. Kaivasta madrushe jane. Even the Brahmaji also dies. Everything is over. Then what about me? So what is the mistake in the thinking? Now as a child, 15 years, teenager, he was asking, what will happen to me? So, what is the answer? Find out who are you. See? And then you come to know nothing happens to you. This is the approach. Therefore, Brahma, Vishnuscha, Rudrascha, Sarva, Va, Bhuta Jatayaha, Nasham Evanudhavanti, Salilaniva, Vadavan. Therefore, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, all of them ultimately disappear in the time of, in the cycle of the time, in the same manner. Apadaha kshanamayanti, sampadaha janma, kshanam janma, kshanam mrityu, mune kimiva nakshanam. Therefore, all the difficulties come and then something good thing also comes, sometime born, sometime died, and in this manner, what is this life? I am unable to understand. Iti me dosha davagni dagde sapadi chetasi praspuranti na bhogasha mrugatrishna sarasvida. Therefore he said, because of all these things, now you are asking me why I have become so withdrawn from everything that is available. Dosha davagni dagde. I am suffering because of watching this world. There is nothing worth in this world to live. And therefore, I can't enjoy this world. And therefore, I have withdrawn spuranti, na paraspuranti bhogasha. I don't like indulging in anything. Mrugatrishna sarasvyo. Like the mirage waters, nobody likes to drink that. So kindly tell me what should be the one. नाभिनंदामि मरणम नाभिनंदामि जीवितम यथा तिष्ठामि तिष्ठामि तथैव विगत ज्वरम. Therefore, I am not interested either the death or of the life. Therefore, whatever I am, don't ask me anything. He has come to this point. Now see, यथा जानासि भगवन् तथा मोह निवृत्तये ब्रूहि मे साधवो येन नूनम निर्दुःखता गताः. So hey Bhagavan, kindly tell me, yatha janasi Bhagavan tatha moha nivruttaye. Now this is another important principle. See, knowledge is never given. See friends, be very attentive. Our Ramcharitmanas says, Bhaye prakata krupala deena dayala. Bhagwan manifests. Bhagwan doesn't come from anywhere. See, then what happened? That Bhagwan is covered by wrong notions. And wrong notions are called as moha. And freedom from wrong notions, moha, is called as moksha. Moksha is what? Moha kshaya is moksha. So what is the moha that we are having? We take this world as real. We take ourselves as the body. We take the joy and sorrows as real. We take the birth and death as real. So this moha is not allowing the divinity that we are to experience ourselves. And therefore, moha nivruttaye. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, what is told is only this much. See, in 4th chapter, there is one shloka. See, and there it appears as if Bhagwan is telling the knowledge, but it is not. See, Ajnane navrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. We are covered because of the wrong notions. See, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshina. If you take the simple meaning of this verse, where you will find in all the translation this meaning. See, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Know that by approaching the Guru, by sincerity and surrender and then inquiry. Then what the teacher will do? Upadekshanti te jnanam. They will tell you knowledge. No. Knowledge is not told. Because we are knowledge. Then what is told? Wrong notions are to be removed. And wrong notions are what? That I am body, as a body I am real. This world is real. Here birth and death is real. When these wrong notions are removed, then alone the truth is revealed. See, in Mundaka Upanishad also similar mantra comes. See, the truth reveals itself. We don't have to go to any place. Wrong notions are to be removed. Therefore, Bruhi Yatha janasi Bhagavan tatha moha nivrutte Bruhi me sadhavo yena nunam nirdukhatam gataha. So kindly tell me this wrong notion about this world, about myself. I am so frustrated. Kindly tell so that I am free from the miseries of life. Athava, or else, अथवा तादृशी युक्ति यदि ब्रह्मन् न विद्यते न वक्ति मम वा कश्चित् विद्यमानापि स्फुटम्. Or if you think, oh sir, that there is no such means and nobody tells what is available, what is not available, स्वयं चैव न जानोमि चाप्नोमि ताम विश्रांतिम अनुत्तमाम तवदहं सर्व त्यक्त सर्वाहो निरहंकारता गतः न किंचिदपि वांछामि देह त्यागाद् ऋते मुने. Now this is one point which I want to emphasize a lot. See, so far we were talking about what was the state of mind of Bhagwan Ram when he came from his pilgrimage and sitting. He was thinking, okay, yes, this world is like this, agreed. And then what he says, Na kinchidapi vanchami deha tyaga dhrute mune. I don't want anything, I just want to commit suicide. Friends, be very attentive. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor. What is the upadhi, what is the conditioning? He who has got more money, he is called as rich. He who has got less money, he is called as poor. Wise and otherwise, he who has got knowledge is wise. He doesn't have knowledge, he is otherwise. See, he who wants to live long, he is thinking his body. He who wants to commit suicide, he thinks his body. Conditioning is the same. And therefore, although Bhagwan Ram has thought so exhaustively, yet his conclusion was wrong. See, friends, it was not dispassion. It was frustration. Because tad vijnanatham gurumeva vigachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Scripture should never be studied by oneself taking the book in the hand and then with a cup of tea in the left hand and then reading in English. Nothing will happen other than confusion. See, friends, therefore, although he has interacted beautifully to these worldly experiences, and yet the conclusion was, the kinchidapi vanchami deha tyaga dhrute mune. Therefore, I don't want a kingdom, I don't want to take food, I don't want to dress properly, I just want to die. See? So there is a difference between dispassion and depression. What is the dispassion? Dispassion is the result of wisdom. And depression is the result of frustration. Therefore, maunam eva vitishtami lipi karmasvi varpitaha. Therefore, I will just keep quiet now. Maunam evam tishtami. I don't want to talk. And with this, the first chapter of Yoga Vasistha is over. See. Now up to here is the first part on the foundation of this. The subsequent number of stories are told. And in those stories, first of all, the principle is told. After the principle is over, then that principle is established through some stories. And in that story, that principle is exhaustively brought out, and thus slowly the study of the Yoga Vasistha becomes very enchanting. This is how the whole Yoga Vasistha is to be studied. Now, if you see the difference between Arjuna and Bhagwan Ram, Arjuna got this knowledge at the last, towards the end of his life. Bhagwan Ram got this knowledge right in the childhood. And therefore, when he was growing, he was under the shelter of wisdom. And therefore, he did not react to anything that happened. When he was told that you will be, enthroned and therefore some abhishek will be done on you, he was not excited. And when it was cancelled, he was not depressed. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha sukeshu vigataspruha. Slowly and steadily, we come to this point. Learn that are we reacting in life or we are responding. So all this is what we have studied in this first chapter is we have to start working on our mind. See, friends, spiritual practice is normally done at the body level, or prana level. See, you all must have heard the Kundalini. In that Kundalini, what happens? They will be telling you that when your Kundalini wakes up and this thing happens, that thing happens, and then you get this thing and all that. Don't get carried away by that. Unless you are one-to-one relationship. It is not like, we have satsanga. One teacher and 100 students, it's okay. But when it is a Kundalini, it is not like this. But what happens? It is also conducted in a big way. And we get carried away. Therefore, we have to clearly, distinctly understand that as long as we are identified with the body, desires will not quieten. And the ultimate end of the desires is greed. Three things. Body identification, desires, and greed. If we look into our own life, what we have done till date, only one thing, unsuccessful attempt to fulfill our desires. Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes, Balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni raktaha, vruddhastavat chinta saktaha, parame brahmani kopina raktaha. So our whole life is only fulfilling the desires. Therefore, you will see here in our Vedanta or Yoga Vasistha, you cannot get huge crowds. You will not have Yoga Vasistha as a text taken for the masses. It cannot be. It is not for them. Because here you are directly told, fulfillment of desires is samsara. Freedom from the desire is liberation. See? And in this text itself, towards where we go further, God willing. So, there Vasistha ji tells Bhagwan Ram, your problem is you are doing meditation. You can imagine, we get lost only in that. Therefore, we have to work with ourselves as to if I am not body, what will be the experience like? Therefore, the first step on the spiritual path, if we really mean business, is this, freedom from body identification. Suppose freedom is happening, to whom to ask? I can't go and ask, hey, excuse me, can you tell me whether I have freedom from body identification? No, he can't tell. We have to find out ourselves. Now, what is the symptom? The symptom is desire about the worldly things will be reduced to a great extent. Like when we are grown up, do we get attracted towards the small toys? We don't get attracted. Children are attracted. And there are some grown-up children, they still keep the dolls in their house. See, in one house I went, that girl, she was, I think, college student or like that. So I was taking a round in her house, and in her room I went. There was a huge teddy bear. I said, hey, who's staying here? Swamiji, I am staying here. The teddy bear, Swamiji, I like it very much. So you are still baby. Grow up. So, thereafter, when we understand this, first step, worldly things must not bother us. We have conquered first chakra and second chakra. The Muladhar and Vishuddha chakra we have conquered. And if we don't do that, then we come to Manipur, which is the greed. Living in this three level, body identification, desire and greed, there is no way for liberation in life. Then we rise above that. Then we come to Anahat chakra. Now what is Anahat chakra? Anahat chakra is we start working on our mind. We work by the mind to go beyond the mind. See? Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. These days I am editing one book. It is so intoxicating. It is so beautiful. See? All the time, the same thing, worldly things going on and on and on. So, when we start working on the mind, that is our rebirth. We are born again. And what is working on the mind? Analyze. What exactly is the mind? Then we come to know mind is an interaction between two types of thoughts. I versus not I. Thought means vritti. Aham vritti against idam vritti, not I thought. Now be attentive. This is very simple. This is what we have to learn from the first chapter of Yoga Vasistha. Bhagavan Ram has come to the mind, but he could not drop the body identification yet. Therefore, this topic. So, aham vritti is one, and idam vrittis are many. Like, he is not me, idam. He is not me, he is not me, she is not me. But I am one. See? I have a car, I have a house, I have a wife, I have property. So that I is one and all the havings are many. So be very attentive. If I have got too many things, then I is very fat. Then I start reducing too many possessions. To that extent, I will become thin. And how do we know our I is fat or thin? When we are interested either in our past or other people's past, our I is very fat. See? So when we entertain minimum objective things, and how to do that? We don't talk about our past, we don't talk about anybody's past. To that extent, our I has become thinner and thinner. Such a person starts living free from the impact of the objective world. This is the I thought without the thought aspect. In Sanskrit we will say aham vritti and idam vritti. Idam vritti is not I. Aham vritti is I. When idam vrittis are many, aham vritti is fat. When idam vrittis are removed, aham vritti is thin. When there is no idam vritti, there is only aham without vritti, without thought. Thought-free I is the reality. Such a person has transcended from the Anaha Chakra and come to Vishuddha Chakra. Now he is living only as being, without becoming anybody. To make you to understand in simple way, although I am playing the role of a son, a husband or the father, but I never forget that I am a man. And therefore, what I do, whatever role I had to play, I play beautifully, but after the role is over, I drop it. That's it. How? Karnataka? Natak karo. As a result, we slowly, now see where from we started, body identification drop, desires gone, greed zero, mind is now worked upon, the mind is not entertaining any objective things too much, therefore only subjective I remains, and afterwards that the subjective objective division also disappears. What remains is the Shuddha Chaitanya, Vishuddha Chakra. If we follow this, where is a place for I am fed up with this world? This world is with nothing, there is no meaning. I want to die, I want to commit suicide. Now see the difference? Therefore, although Bhagavan Ram as a teenager has interacted very well with the world, and yet his interaction needed guidance. And guidance is this, that you are giving too much importance to the worldly things. You don't have to become divine. You have to discover your own divinity. See, friend, the example I gave you 2 days before, in a suitcase there is sufficient space. But the contents are so much that we cannot add anything. And therefore, as we cannot add space, then remove the content, the space is already there. In the same manner, in our mind, there are so many contents, things and beings. And as a result, the divinity is covered. Remove the contents, possessions and relations. Try these 2 things. Removing the possessions, never talk about past or never ask anybody about their past. Possession gone. Whenever we talk to others, we talk about only the past. More and more we become aware of this. See? And the second thing is relations. These 2 things are the burden which is covering our divinity. And therefore remain as nobody. And be attentive, friends. We all do this. Whatever I am telling you, we all do it. But you do not know that you are doing it. See, gain is always through knowledge. Gain is not through action. It is only through knowledge. There was one boy appearing for his high school final examination, and he thought he is not going to pass because he has not done very well as per his expectation. And therefore, out of the frustration, he committed suicide. And when the results came, he was in merit list. See, before the declaration of the result, he was already passed. But because he didn't know, he was not gaining. Exactly the same way. We have to only know, do nothing. And it can be known if we analyze your experiences. Now, what experience? When you go to sleep, what exactly we do? Think. Give up all the things, all relations, achievements, failures, regrets, arrogance, everything it drops slowly, and ultimately, yena tyajasi tat tyaja. Who discarded everything? I discarded. Now I want to sleep. Now nothing, I want to sleep. So when everything is discarded, ultimately, even that I also must be discarded. Till the such time I is there, the sleep has not started. Therefore, friends, in the deep sleep, what is our experience? We are nowhere, we are never, and we are nobody. 3 factors. And therefore, we are happy. So what is realization? A waking sleep. Bhagavan says in Gita, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. The wise man is awakened to the divinity to which the ignorant people are sleeping. And the ignorant people are awakened to the relativity and they are sleeping to the divinity. This is the only difference. And once our process of inquiry is leading not to frustration, but to analyze your own experiences in the light of wisdom, then we come to know we do not get anything on the spiritual path, but we lose all the wrong notions. And we are all carrying the burden of wrong notions in our life. Therefore, friends, these wrong notions are to be given up. That is what we call living in meditation. I am not in favor of doing meditation. We have to live in that knowledge. And it is possible, not impossible. Therefore, whenever we get time, we are all by ourselves, start playing with yourself. We don't require anybody to play with. We don't get bored. You must have seen some children, they play with themselves. They go on playing something like that and they're happy with it. Similarly, play with yourself. First game that we have to play with proper understanding. Do we decide what dream we are going to have? No. Dream comes and goes. So when the dream comes and the dream is beautiful, it will never break. But if there is something bad happened in the dream breaks. Now apply this experience in our waking life. When everything is going goody, this world looks very beautiful, very nice, and very nice. I want to, and then one day something unexpected happens. Then the waking dream starts getting shaken up. I have not done anything bad to anyone. Why it happened to me? See, friends. Then we start reflecting, not reacting. And reflect upon what? Our own experiences. Slowly, mind becomes quiet without going to sleep. Sleep is nothing but God realization, which we do not know. See, like a lottery ticket, you have won the ticket, but you do not know. The moment you know, you are benefited. Exactly. When this is what is called as the waking sleep. When we are sleeping to the relative world and awakened to our divine nature, that is all spiritual life. In this manner, this analysis of the life as given by Ramachandra as a child, as a teenager, is aimed at that we have to ourselves get out of these wrong notions that this world is the source of happiness. We are here to fulfill our desires. And when I get something, that is the ultimate no. Only analysis of our own experiences can help us grow wise. And if we grow wise like Bhagwan Rama did, we will be also able to live the same life as Bhagwan Ram lived in and through all his experiences. Now, after having said, in the next chapter, Ditiya Sarga, the stories begin. Valmiki Maharshi tells, Ityuktva virate rame Vishwamitra abhyabhashata. Vishwamitra said that na raghava tavastyatna adneya jnanavatambara. Hey Raghav, hey Ram, there is nobody better than you, who you know everything. Because the student has to be told that you are intelligent. If you tell you are dumb, he will not be interested to study. So, whenever the teacher tells you you are intelligent, smart, understand, it is a negative thing. When the teacher scolds you, then he really loves you. It's very ulta, it is not the same way. So, स्वयैव सूक्ष्मया बुद्ध्या सर्व विज्ञानवानसि भगवान व्यासपुत्रस्य शुकस्य इव मतिस्तव. He said, you are just like the son of Bhagwan Vedavyasa Shukacharya. Now here, one important thing. There is a tremendous controversy on who is the author of Yoga Vasistha. Bhagwan Ram was in Treta Yuga. And Vedavyasa Shukacharya was in the Dwapar Yuga. How can Vishwamitra tell Bhagwan Ram that you are exactly like the Shukacharya? How it is possible? See, one person asked me this question. I said, look here, I am not interested what is the name of the mango, which is the tree, where from it has come. I am interested in eating. Therefore, remember one important principle. Do not become academic if you are walking spiritual path. Otherwise, we will be lost. Like if you take for example, Draupadi, how she was born? Draupadi was not born like you and me. She was born out of Agni Kunda. And therefore, her body was having normal fragrance, not spread by somebody. See friends, how it is possible? Similarly, these Kuntis, all the children, 6 of them, they were not the conjugational children, only by the mantra shakti they were born. So if we go on getting lost in this thing, we will never be benefited. And therefore, here, what we have to understand that if you learn this way, this comes in Bhagavad Mahapuran. The Kamsa was told, the 8th child of your sister Devaki will kill you. Then he thinks, how can I kill my sister? Okay, let the 8th child come, and then the Akashvani, All India Radio comes and tells, hey Murkha, oh fool, do you know? Every day is the 7th day. See? Depends on where from you start. If you start from Sunday, then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the 7th day. If you start from Monday, Sunday is the 7th day. So in a circle, every day is the 7th day. So we all of us die on the 7th day. So don't wait for the 8th child to be born. Finish her quickly. See? So, in the same manner, here the yugas, 4 yugas are there. Satya, Dwapar, what is it? Kruta or Satya, then Treta, Dwapar and Kali. So where from you are starting? If you start from the Satya Yuga, then the Treta and then Dwapar will come. But if you start from the other way around, then it will be other way around. Therefore, don't get lost in these unwanted inquiries. We are interested in the knowledge. So, Bhagavad Vyasaputrasya Shukasya Evatava Mati. You are just like the son of Bhagavan Veda Vyasa. He was so intelligent. You are also very intelligent. Now, Vishranti Matramevanta Jnata Deyopyapekshate Shuko Vyasatpaja Purvam Chintayan Jagato Gatim Swayameva Vivekena Buddhepi Paravastuni Idam Vastviti Vishwasam Na Asau Atmani Upayayau. Now, he was exactly like you. He had all the knowledge in the world. 100% dispassion. And yet, he was not at peace. Avishrantamana stitva papracha pitaram tada samsaradambaramidam katham uttitam mune. He was avishrantamanaha, totally not at peace with himself. And therefore, he asked his father, where from this world has come? Why there are so many funny things? Kathamam cha prashamam yadi kiyat kasya kadeti va vaktavyam akhilam proktam vyasena viditatmana. So, where from it has come, how can it be quietened, and who, to whom this world belongs, what it is. Everything was told by Vedavyasa to Shukacharya, because Vedavyasa knew everything. And yet, Janami purvameveti nasau tad brahmamadam abhiprayamimam jnatva naham janami tatvataha. And yet Vedavyasa told him, I don't know. Because every son has a notion, father understands nothing. Shukacharya had the same thing. Vedavyasa understand nothing. See? And then he said, look here, I don't know, you are very intelligent, your questions I can't answer. But I can tell you one thing. What is that? Janako veti tattvam tasmat sarvam avapnuhi pitre yukta shuka praya janakasya purim tada. And then Shukacharya was told by his father Vedavyasa, see, there is one person, Janaka Raja, and he knows everything. You go there. He will teach you. There is a saying in Hindi, na, Ghar ki murgi dal barabar. See? Therefore, there is an important saying, Ati parichayat avajnaya. Familiarity breeds contempt. It's so important to know. If you see, you go to, for example, any temple, Badrinath. In Badrinath, the pujaris, in the Garbhagruha, nobody allowed to go. There is a prana pratishtha, there are rules and regulations. Anybody cannot go inside. Only the Pandit, the Raval, he only can go. And they are doing the puja, etc. So they are all the time there. There is no kind of love or dedication. It is a duty. You can watch how they do the Abhishekam. Om Krishna and Bhagwan Krishna is catching. Ati Parichayat. And I saw once one person from south somewhere, he came to Badrinath. Old man, tired, exhausted. With great difficulty, he came climbing all the steps and then stood in front of the Narayana's that gate. He is not allowed to go inside. And he was so overwhelmed, Narayana, and he discarded his body in there. Merge in him. See? Therefore, always keep away. Don't be too close to anybody in this world. If you want to maintain your own benefit in your life, then we have to keep ourselves away. That is why in the temples, traditional temples, they do not allow anybody to go inside. Otherwise, anybody can do anything. The sanctity and the respect slowly goes down. This is the meaning. So, although Vedavyasa knew everything, and yet he was not able to tell his son because, oh, my father, he doesn't know, he always scolds me. No, like that. So, Janako veti tattvam tasmat sarvam avapnuhi pitretyukta shuka praya janakasya purim tada. Then Shukacharya went to the Janakpuri. Then Dwari Sitam Shukam Jnatvat Jidnyasardham Avajneya Tushnim Avastito Raja Gatetam Dinasaptake. This Janak Raja knew that he has come disrespecting his own father. Avajneya, he disrespected his father. Therefore, Raja, the king, did not do anything. Let him stand there for 7 days. 1 week he stood there. Then, Praveshanganam tatrapi titam cha dinasaptakam. After 7 days, the watchman told, Sir, he is still waiting there for you to meet. Okay, get him inside the compound. Inside the compound, he was brought. And there also, he was Pravesha Anganam tatrapi stitam dinasaptakam. There also he was required to wait for 7 days. Tataha praveshayamasa janakaha antapuram shukam. There, that means after 2 weeks, he was allowed to enter the palace. Then, tatron madabhi kantabhi bhojanehi bhoga sanjanehi lalito hani saptani svacha sumana abhavat. And after he came, then he was entertained with beautiful girls and good food and nice bath and everything again for 7 days. Examination. See, friends, how important it is. And lalito hani saptani svacha sumana abhavat. So he was, although entertained with all the comforts, but he was untouched by anything. The height of dispassion. Then, parijnata swabhavatam aniya prananamaha swagatam te mahabhaga prapta kila manoratha. Then he was required to, bring him inside. And when he went, he did namaskar. And then, swagatam te mahabhago, O great person, you are welcome, please come. Kim hitam tavetyuktaha shoko rajanam abravid samsaranam varamidam katham abhyuditam guru. Now he is looking at Janak Raja as the Guru. Unless we have respect and reverence for the teacher, we will never be benefited. It's so important. See? One person told me, Swamiji, now I am regretting I should have studied Sanskrit. So I didn't ask anything. He said, when I was in school, we had a Sanskrit subject. And the teacher who was teaching Sanskrit, I don't know what was wrong between him and me. He used to hate me. And he will find out some excuse. And then he will ask me, go toward the wall and face the wall and raise your hands, get crucified. And we used to have 35 minutes period. 35 minutes I had to stand there. If I do it, he will throw the chalkstick. No. So I had terrible hatred for the teacher. And therefore hatred for Sanskrit. And therefore I never studied. See? Therefore, this is one important thing. Unless we have respect and reverence, we cannot learn anything from anybody. Therefore, samsaranam katham abhyuditam guru. So kindly tell me, where from this whole world's tamasha has come? Katham prashayami yathavat kathayashu me ityukto janaka praha pitra proktam yadevatat. So, katham prashamayami, how can I quieten this terrible monster that the world is? Kindly tell me quickly. And what Janaka said, whatever your father told, that is true. But he has to go through that wrong notions are the only thing that we all carry in our life. Friends, please remember, there is no spiritual life other than dropping the wrong notions without creating the new notions. If you take any path except our path, there they only drop the wrong notion. Earlier I was a bhogi, now I am a yogi. Earlier I used to eat non-vegetarian every day, now I eat alternate days. Earlier I used to go and watch the movies in the theater, now I watch at home. So I still maintain, remember basic principle, there is no freedom for I. We have to get freedom from I. And this is what we do every day. When we sleep, what is the experience of sleep? We are nobody. And therefore, in sleep we are happy. The moment we are awake, we become somebody and the samsara begins. And then, I want to be happy as a husband. You can never be. See, friends, come to cognize this. We have to get freedom from I. So what should we have to do? Only know this much, that if you are in front of your father, do your role. But always remember, you are first a man and then a son. First a man, then a husband. First a man, then a father. Then we all have to play different roles. Play the roles, Karnataka. Therefore, if we have to learn something from Bhagwan Ram and Bhagwan Krishna, what we have to learn, the whole spiritual practice is summarized by 2 words. Life is Rama Leela or Krishna Leela. Leela means everything appears happening but nothing is happening. Like ours is a Satsanga Leela. It appears as if you are listening, but nobody is listening. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.